Tense days in governance. Getting rid of weeds, planting ones that bloom, NPP's quest for a 2/3 majority. Has Sajith become a mature one? UNP is a worried party. Rajitha's stories are out. Welger bids farewell. Sam's advice to AKD.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Tense days in governance. This is the second week of a government with a president elected from the National People's Power. The fortnight that has gone by proved the Anura Kumara Dissanayake regime is patiently and thoughtfully managing its future. Supporters expected a noticeable political transformation during that period, but those in top places had no intention to appease them so. Critics say the government has kept things like that in order for the citizenry to understand the nature of the change it is going to bring about. Why was that? Getting rid of weeds, planting ones that bloom, NPP's quest for a 2/3 majority. The NPP has a far more important target than winning the presidency. That is to make the presidency meaningful by gaining a parliamentary majority at the upcoming general election. Their intention is to make it a 2/3 majority. The calculation is that not just its supporters and fans, it should also get attracted by most of those who had voted for Sajith, Ranil, Namal, Dilith, and others too. Towards that, they even sacrificed the happiness they gained by winning the presidency. Instead of rejoicing, they show unbelievable patience and try to transform the situation towards forming a substantially clean parliament. Their slogan will be getting rid of the weeds and planting the ones that bloom. A beginning without welcomes or revenge. AKD and his team are presently planning the future, seemingly without exacting revenge or expulsions from positions unlike in the past. The ones vacated followed resignations and annulments, as per the law only have been filled. Still, most state entities are run by political appointees of the previous regime. Notwithstanding the changes in top positions, it was so even in the President's media division, Lake House, Rupavahini, and Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. That is seen as a full stop to hate politics. At the same time, aspirations of the masses are getting fulfilled gradually. Especially the decision to grant a fertilizer subsidy for farmers is commendable. Despite certain hurdles by way of Election Commission rules, AKD has been able to implement the subsidy with the support of powerful forces in the country. Has Sajith become a mature one? Many with the Samagi Jana Balawegaya believed Sajith Premadasa would be very much disappointed following his defeat to AKD. But it soon became evident to them that he is a changed man. First of all, he attended the official election result announcement and made a speech that showed his maturity and strength. That came in for praise by the party, and on social media too. Very recently, Sajith boosted the morale of his men by claiming that they could even form the next government if they entered the battlefield as a well-organised team. If the MPP's win is to be matched at the general election, they won't get a simple majority at best, he said. So, they are having an internal dialogue on how to rectify their shortcomings, woo more voters to their side, and contest from the existing alliance. As per Sajith's decision that they won't have a journey with the corrupt, the party hierarchy has appointed committees for specific matters. They include election policies and programmes, nominations, campaigning and propaganda. Dulles takes charge of media campaign. Last Monday saw the SJB's media committee meeting at number 80, Ward Place, with Dulles Alahaparuma in the chair. Imitiaz, Iran, Lucky, Charitha, Patali, Marikar, Karu and others were present, in addition to a sizable presence of journalists. Attending it for the first time were the newcomers Waruna Deeptha Rajapaksha and Mahesh Senanayake, both former UNP members. The discussion was on the use of social media and promotional activities through electronic and print media. A journalist noted that social media calls AKD a minority president. That makes the cadre very angry, he claimed. Iran said they were trying to obtain a 2/3 majority. Dulles explained, the winner of the presidency is at an advantage at the election that follows. Further, they ask for a clear mandate to fulfill their promises, he said. Talks on forming a strong opposition, Lucky joined in, saying people believe none of the successive governments have done anything good for the country. There are wise ones that believe they should not be given too much of powers too, he said. Charitha wanted to know which mandate they are going to seek, to be the government or to be a strong opposition. Replying, Dulles said their aim should be the government, but at the same time stressed the need for a strong opposition too. Patali was of the view that a government needs a 2/3 majority to do bad things, not good. If majority consent is needed for a good thing, we must tell the people that we are ready to support, he said. Carew revealed a secret he got to know from the NPP, that their campaign slogan is going to be about getting rid of weeds and planting the ones that bloom. The message is to send only good people to Parliament. Dulles agreed. We too should tell the same to the people. Don't send the corrupt commission takers to Parliament. That's not enough. Those who are sent should have the talent and experience too. We must tell the people that those who are clean, educated and intelligent are useless if they are incapable, Aaron added. Lucky reassured them that the boss won't give nominations to questionable characters. Even some who had joined from the SLPP are among them, he said. Marikar said none who accepted liquor permits from Ranil should be given nominations. A committee will be appointed to inquire into such allegations, Lucky said. UNP is a worried party. In the meantime, the Unites National Party is reportedly in a worry. Akila Karyawasam and some others insisted to Ranil Wickramasinghe that they should ally with the SJB or contest under the elephant at least. On the 1st, the working committee meeting held at Sirikotha took it up too. In addition to the 30-odd working committee members, Ranil has used his powers to appoint a few more. So, Rajitha Senaratne, Thalatha Athukarale and a few others too were there. Ranil opposes Akila. Although Akila was supported by Ashu, Navin and Harin, the suggestion was rejected by Ranil. Sagala, Wajira and others criticised the SJB condition that Ranil should step down if they are to ally. How can Sajith be allowed to remove our leader? They asked. Ranil said they were trying to lay down conditions, sabotage the talks and woo UNPers to their side. Also, he scolded Akila and the lot over the matter. Then, Akila alleged some within the party are throwing mud at him, with one giving money to some social media activists in Kurunegala to give voice cuts against him. Ranil's strong talk. Rajitha opened his mouth, saying they should first strengthen their front before any talks. We can start by talking to the SLPP and then formulate our policy. Then we can go for talks with the SJB, he noted. Ranil said he would form a platform for all who were with him to fight together. The symbol will be the gas cylinder. The election commissioner will approve it within days. If not, we will have the swan symbol. The SLPP, those with Sajith too, can contest under it, he said. After that meeting, Akila, Ashu, Navin and some others met Ranil and made another suggestion. You can be the supreme leader. Can we discuss it amicably by making Ruan and Sajith as co-leaders? Asked Ashu. What are you talking about? This is not a funeral society. This is a political party. It has a constitution on how to decide. We cannot go against it. Our people will go to court. So saying, Ranil threw up his chair and left. Ruan is out. Akila too. Even Deputy Leader Ruan Wijawadena has been troubled by the decision to contest under the gas cylinder. He says they cannot win if they contest along with the likes of Prasanna Ranatunga in Gampaha. It is said that Ruan will not contest. With the failure of reconciliation talks with the SJB, he has told Ranil that he won't contest. However, Ranil had urged him to reconsider it. Voters will be discouraged by our division and refrain from voting, he observed. Ruan, however, assured that he would actively contribute towards the election campaign. Assistant Leader Akila Viraj is following suit. Harin accepts another challenge. Harin Fernando has returned to Badula to campaign for the upcoming polls. Sajith won the district at the presidential polls. At the time, Harin was in charge of the Watala electorate in Gampaha. Ranil told him that his absence cost him victory in Badulla. Harin said he never gave up on Badulla and that he will contest from there this time. Rajitha's stories are out. Last week, Rajitha Senaratne attended the Salakuna political talk show on Hiru TV and made some revelations. Those became the talk of the town later on. He explains why talks with SJB collapsed. Rajitha related some more secrets while having a chat with a few journalists. Knowing what the result would be, I'd been telling both Sajith and Ranil to unite. I tried my best. I told Sajith that he has time ahead. Ranil is at his peak, and support him to win. One day I explained matters to him for hours. Later, he told some that I had raised some valid points, but it came to nothing in the end. It is not too late even now. They can unite and form a government, Rajitha added. He went on saying that he sent Ananda Sagara Thera to Sajith. He said that Rajitha was a good man, but he left us without listening to us. Sajith told the Thera that I should start talks if we should unite, Rajitha said. In the end, Ranil sent a team that only listened and accepted their view. That made the conditions stronger. As a result, conditions led to a failure. Had they discussed properly, they should have been together by now, he added. Welger bids farewell. A man considered a decent, honest and fearless leader bade farewell last week. He was Kumara Welger, also known as the Lion of Kalugantota. Soon after hearing of his death, Mahinda Rajapaksa said he should pay last respects. Several former presidents were at the funeral. They had their personal reasons and experiences to hold that departed one in such a very high esteem. CBK meets Shiranthi. It was at this funeral that Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga met Shiranthi Rajapaksa after a long time. They conversed together for a considerable period. The funeral saw an unprecedented number of mourners. Karyawasam's advice to AKD, SLPP General Secretary Sagara Karyawasam was seen at a media briefing, giving advice to AKD on how to govern the country. The easiest way the president can rebuild the country is by bringing back the $18 billion taken away by those in the former regime to Uganda. That is more than enough to rebuild the country, he said. Is he against the Rajapaksas? He also reminded AKD that it was time to investigate the accusations he had levelled against many, showing files about many frauds. Some journalists inquired more from Karyawasam. One asked if he was asking for an investigation with the intention of sending the Rajapaksas into trouble. Sagara replied that they were a party that formed a government on the strength of a mandate by 6.9 million people soon after its formation. They were defeated at the presidential polls due to their votes going to the NPP. The reason was the wrongdoing said to have been committed by us. Those allegations had been there for a long time. So investigate them and punish if there are any guilty, said Karyawasam, adding that he held the media briefing to explain it to the people. In the meantime, the SLPP is carrying out a social media campaign. Be at the beach on the 14th of November. Have you fallen for the September 21st tide? If so, be at the beach on November 14th to correct the wrong, says their posts. Comments to that include queries if they should be at the beach to wash some vacant space. That's it for today.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.